Colts Nation, if helmets or helmet accessories interest you, make sure to go to greengridiron.com and use code INDSYN at checkout to get the discount code with it. Whether it's mini helmets, full-size helmets, visors, clips, whatever it may be, different face masks, different variations of helmets, alternate helmets, whatever the case, you can get it at Green Gridiron. And again, that's code INDSYN at checkout for the discount. Thanks for stopping by for another video, and now let's get into it. What's going on, Colts Nation? I appreciate you joining me for another video where in this one, we're going to talk a little bit about a position of need, right? Something we've talked plenty about. We've talked about trading for Trey Henderson. We've talked about different guys that we could get in free agency, and of course, ask your opinion on who you guys would want to be able to fill that spot from different guys. And since then, again, another veteran getting dropped, and you could tell by the thumbnail, you could probably tell by the title, that we are talking about Joey Bosa. Now, this isn't probably the most attractive pick for a multitude of reasons, right? And of course, age factors in. Of course, the money he's probably going to want factors in. The injury history factors in. Like, you think about everything with Joey Bosa, and that's what we're here to really talk about and lay out for the people that don't know, right? For the people that don't pay attention to all the NFL that much, right? You might watch ESPN and see some stuff and know a little bit about it, but for the people that don't really dive in, you know, and what you need to know as we go into this with, again, Joey Bosa being on the table now, and he's somebody that I think for what we need, like if you don't want to pay top end money and draft capital for a guy like Trey Henderson, who could come in and be incredible, right? I think he could be tops in the league in sacks over the past 2 seasons, leads the league with sacks. And of course, this past year with 17.5 sacks, led the NFL. So what he's doing, the durability to be able to stay on the field, which all these other guys clearly aren't doing, and the guys aren't getting consistent enough production. The trade for Trey Henderson, like it's there for itself. Like everything, we all understand at this point, we need to get it done. But if we don't, and we don't want to spend that money, right, and you still want to get some production, right, some hopeful production, Joey Bosa, not a terrible option. Now, again, the injury history, right? If you don't know a whole lot about Joey Bosa, this is what we're looking like. He came into the league in 2016. He had, and on September 4th, 2016, gets a thigh hamstring strain, grade 2. He misses 4 games, and then he gets a finger dislocation, doesn't miss any games because of it. And then December 11th that same year in his rookie season, cervical neck strain, again, doesn't miss any time of it, but nonetheless 3 different injuries popping up in his rookie year. And then you look 2017, no injuries. That was arguably the best season of his career. I believe that is the most sacks he had, yeah, in his career. That is still 12.5, his most sacks he's had in his season, right? And then the next season where he didn't miss any games was going to be 2019, which is arguably his best year when you look at all his stats put together. He had more quarterback hits, 10 more quarterback hits, and only 1 less sack in 2019 than 2017. But again, because he's not missing games with injury, 2018 he missed 9 games due to injury with a foot bruise, and then in 2020 he ends up missing 4 games altogether with 2 different concussions that he ends up having. Then the next season, 2021, he gets 2 different injuries, but actually doesn't miss any games. One was an ankle strain, and one was another concussion. So 3 concussions in the span of from November 1st, 2020 to December 5th, 2021. So, you know, a little over a year, 3 concussions there. Then comes back 2022, has a groin tear, ends up missing 12 games. And then in 2023 has a foot sprain where it's later in the season when that happened. It was week 11. He ends up missing the rest of the season. They put him on IR. He missed the remainder of the season. Chargers weren't really in a great position at that point in 2023, so they let their veteran star rest, which just made sense. But then you look further than that, 2024, right, this past season, where he actually ends up getting 3 different injuries, but didn't have any games missed, which is interesting because according to Pro Football Reference, he actually played in 14 games. He only started 9, but according to the website I'm looking at, Draft Sharks, with his injury history. On August 4th in training camp, he fractured his wrist against the Rams in joint practice. And then September 8th, he tweaked his back in week 1 of the NFL season, and then had a hip bruise September 22nd. Didn't have anything after that. September 22nd, still early in the year. Again, didn't miss any time, but again, not on the field all the time either. 9 starts. Again, this is according to Pro Football Reference. 9 starts, played in 14 games. Has 5 sacks, which is the second least in his career. But I mean, playing in 14 games to have the production that he had, I mean, massive drop off from the other seasons. And he has 3 seasons where he played 16 games. In all those seasons, okay, every single one of those seasons, he gets to at least 10.5 sacks. So, and at least 20 quarterback hits. So could be a good part of the rotation if you can keep him healthy. But again, he's not going to be on the field all the time. So his production, you're probably not going to get, or you may not get double-digit sacks. But I think if you can make him part of the rotation and he's not expensive, right? Like you can have him and Quiddy. That would probably be what it is. Have him and Quiddy go back and forth. And maybe Quiddy, I guess with Quiddy being younger and being more in the run game, Quiddy probably would be the starter. But you could have Joey come in and be a veteran that could come in and slot in, get you some production, right? I feel like he can definitely still get you some production on our defensive line with Latu on the other side. Of course, Grove and Defoe. I think there's a good opportunity for Joey Bosa to make an impact. Just with what we have to do in the secondary, how much money can you allocate to a guy like Joey Bosa, right? If you're going to bring in a guy, it'd be like a guy like Trey Henderson. You go trade for a guy and pay him for going forward, right? And I think that would be the better route to go, in my opinion. But I think Joey Bosa is an interesting option. Just looking over everything again, the money that he's going to warrant, not anything what has been like for what he's gotten. Obviously, right? You look at his first extension. I mean, coming into the league, 4 years, $25.873 million. 2020, he gets a new deal, 5 years, $135. And the guarantees that he had on that were $78 million. His first contract was fully guaranteed. So between his first 2 contracts, over $100 million guaranteed money. And then his last contract, 2 years, $40.36 million. 15 of that was guaranteed. And obviously, Chargers want to avoid paying him this upcoming season for whatever that's going to be. What I'm looking at, oh, here we are. His cap charge was going to be $11.1 million. The Chargers elect to avoid doing that and are able to get out of that 2-year contract. And again, Joey Bosa being available, very interesting option. Did not see that one coming. Didn't really look around enough to know that that was going to be an option out there for anybody. But I mean, Joey Bosa being available, very interesting option for the Colts. And I just want to know what you guys think. Obviously, these are my opinions. What do you think the Colts should do about Joey Bosa? What do you think with everything that's come, all these different players that are now available via trade, free agency? We need an edge rusher. What do you guys want to do? Do you still want to trade for Trey Henderson? Should we do something else and go a different route? What are you guys feeling? Let me know, please, down in the comment section. If you enjoy the content, make sure to hit that like button. And of course, make sure you're subscribed with notifications on so you continue to get notified as we have any more content throughout this offseason. Free agency pretty much already starting. Teams already agreeing with different guys on deals they can't sign yet, but when the new league year starts on the 12th, it's going to be all go. And I hope to be here to be able to get you guys all the latest news. Hopefully the Colts making moves, right? Making roster cuts, signing stars. That's what we need. We need to get better, specifically on the defensive side. Gonna have updates for you. So again, subscribe, have notifications on. Appreciate you guys so much for stopping by for another video. And as always, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and go Colts.